Hello everyone, Mixfant Gaming here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at some more Mech Arena action, and this particular episode we're doing something a little bit differently. I've actually been planning to do this for quite a while now, and I just haven't gotten my button gear to do it, and I recently had a subscriber asking me for some early game advice. They just started playing a few days ago and they wanted some tips and tricks. So I figured I will load up my baby account here. I created this months and months and months ago. Back in the day, when we still had the referral link in the development challenge or the development event, I had found a way back then to just keep reusing the same account in order to use that referral link as part of the event tasks. They've since then patched it, so I haven't really used this account at all. As you can see, I only have 201 XP points. I'm in Division 10. So I figured, I might as well use this account and try to do kind of an early game tips and tricks tutorial to kind of get players started. And I say early game because there's probably many people who are coming over from other games that are similar feel, either from War Robots or from other shooter games. So you understand the concept. It's just more of trying to get into the whole Mech Arena ecosystem. So with that being said, after I load the game, what should be the first thing I do? For me, it's customizing my controls. So what I would suggest people do is you can go in the controls here and you can customize or adjust your user interface button placement. This is the standard out-of-the-box default customization that you have in the game. And for me, it doesn't work well for my particular play style. So for me, what I try to do is to try to mimic this as much as possible as any other games I potentially play, so that my fingers and my thumbs don't have to necessarily learn a whole new set of button patterns. Try to keep them more of a minimal. So for me, I'm going to quickly do that here. I'm going to start moving some things around. You'll notice that you can move them only in a certain area. I can't, for instance, move this all the way over to the left-hand side. It just won't let me. So the way I have it set up on mine, and it's going to be different for each individual person, but I like to put my button up here a little bit more. And if you want, you can actually increase the size of them if you like. Just to the buttons that you press more on a common time frame, you maybe want to have them a little bit larger so that if you happen to be off on your finger placements, you'll still hit those buttons. So for me, I like to have, like I said, this bit right here. I essentially try to mimic War Robots and Call of Duty Mobile in the positions where the direction and the fire buttons are. So I usually put the ability right about here because in War Robots, that's basically where the ability button is. And just for personality, I like to have the left and right. If I want to target or use each individual weapon separately, then I'll put the right just underneath here, the left underneath there. This isn't going to be perfect. I don't plan to actually use this account very much. And I like to put the manual lock-on right below it because that's actually, again, in War Robots where the manual lock-on is. So now I've kind of duplicated probably about half of my controls that I had in War Robots to Mech Arena so that I really don't have to learn very much the other button placements. So now, once you have it set up here, what I suggest is you go into preview mode. When you click on preview, you'll actually get into kind of the training episode. So when you first start the game, you'll go through kind of a little mini tutorial training, and this is what you'll see. So once you've actually set up your controls, you can go in here and you can test it out to make sure it is how you like it. I don't particularly like it exactly right much on this one because this is actually a different device and it's a little bit smaller, so I don't have as much room to turn left and right. I have to actually move my thumb up to more the top of the screen, but it will do for the purposes of this video. So I'm getting completely annihilated here. Use the ability button there so I can dash around. This is a starter mech. So anyway, so let's just go back to the settings. So with that being said, these are the controls I'm going to go with right now. So you can hit the back button. And just, again, go into customize just to make sure it saved it, and it has. So now, from here, you've gone through, you've entered the game, you've gone through the tutorial, you're maybe in Division 10, maybe you're starting to get in Division 9. So where do you go from here? What do you upgrade? What do you buy? So I'm going to caution you right now that my main tip of the game is don't rush. Don't rush into buying the next thing you see that come across your plate. If you go into the progress bar up here, you'll see I've actually unlocked some stuff here, and that's just because I've actually had this account for several months, and while I don't really play it, I go in every single day and I claim my free daily chest. So you want to make sure you do that. So where's that? That's of course in your daily event here. You can actually earn some things just by opening up some chests, some blueprints, and you get those by, if you go down to the shop on the left hand side, you'll see over here I have claimed the daily deal. You can get that up to 3 times in a day. So I would make sure if you're not going to play in a day, at least log in a few times and claim that daily chest. So at least add to your credit and your blueprints. So you're probably looking at my account and say, well, if I'm only Division 10, how the heck do I have almost 600,000 credits and 1,500 A coins? I've played a little bit here and there over the last few months, but that's mainly coming just because I'm claiming those daily crates. So don't sell those short, though they will add up over time. So, but of course, right now you have a stock Lancer, you have a stock Paragon. I would not invest heavily in these. I would, and if you can go in here and you can unlock slots. You want to be able to unlock slots because the more mechs you have, and if you die in the battle, then you can just be able to spawn in another one. But what mechs should you actually gain? So if I go in here with my Lancer, it's a stock level 1 with a stock level 1 RPG 2s. I would not recommend you investing in any of that. What you want to do is, and this is what I did, I watched several other YouTubers. You can watch my channel, you can watch other people's channel, see what people are playing kind of in the mid game and getting into the late game. Because as you progress, your resources are going to get a lot more scarce and they're going to be a lot more expensive to get things. Especially even going into things when you want to get some of the prototype weapons, which can rack up 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 A coins in order to purchase them. And that is a heck of a lot of A coins. And as you get into the upper tiers, these prototype weapons that you buy, you only get one. Right now, if you went and you bought a weapon, you would actually get 2 weapons. So for my builds, what I would recommend is, and again, it's completely your play style, but the first thing I went for when I had my main account was I wanted that kill shot and I wanted javelin racks. Because if you go into here, and actually, let's just do it right now. So let's unlock another area here. And so I've unlocked the slot number 3. So we go in here, and I have unlocked the kill shot already. So you notice it's 31,000 credits in order to get the kill shot. Perfect. Now, if you can get something for credits over A coins, do it. So we're going to add the kill shot in. And the kill shot right away, if I'm not mistaken, it has a, what's it power at? Why can't I see the power here? Oh, it's power, energy capacity 8. So a kill shot, as you get into the upper stages, you can run things like, carbines on it, get into a power level of 16. But you also see a lot of players, and this is me including, I love running the javelin racks. And the javelins are a power level 6. So you need to get your kill shot up to a power level of 12 at a minimum to get that. So as you're starting into the game, make sure you have your goals as to what mechs you want to get to. Invest in the ones that will take you into the mid and even to the end game. Don't invest in the ones that, it might make life easier right now for you to play some games, but in the end, you're actually going to lose out of resources because you invested in those mechs and those weapons that really don't do you much benefit after maybe the first few months. So for me, I just accepted the fact that I was going to lose matches, that I might not be able to compete at a high level in these earlier divisions because I wanted to save my resources for the weapons I wanted. So for this one, what I ran when I first started the kill shot was I had also bought the, where are they here? Hello. I can't find them here. Maybe I do not have them unlocked yet. oh, here they are. The plasma cannons 4. So if I buy this, I'm actually going to get 2 because these are earlier game weapon. So I'm just going to quickly pick here because remember, when you're going into here, you got to look at the energy power of your mech, and that means the total amount of energy of weapons that it can actually hold. So since my kill shot is a power level of 8, that means I can equip 2 power level 4s, or I could equip 1 power level 6 and 1 power level 2, any combination of 8 for the kill shot. Okay, so now I have my 3 mechs. I could go ahead and add a 4th one if I wanted. I have the credits to do that. So just go ahead and do it. Now, if we go look at the progress bar, what should you be investing in? Well, let's quickly go through here and see. So, as we go through here, I wouldn't put any effort into the RPG 2s, not into the autocannon 2s, RPG 4s. Anything less than a power level 6, I would avoid. Buy them if you need them to put on an actual mech in order to use it, but don't invest resources in upgrading them. Wait until you get to the power level 16s, preferably the power level 8s if you can put them on. So the Juggernaut here, if you look at the Juggernaut, it only has a energy capacity of 6 when you first buy it. So you might be shying away from that. So, well, if I buy the Juggernaut, then I can put like an RPG 2 on it and RPG 4. And Mix, well, you said don't invest credits or resources into upgrading lower weapons. And yes, that's true, and that's exactly what I did. I did not upgrade the lower weapons. But I did buy the Juggernaut because as you level it up, and it takes a lot to level it up, but as you level it up, it becomes quite the tank. It has some of the most, if not the most, durability in the game, and you get it early on in your progress. If you look here, besides the Lancer, it is the first mech you can actually unlock. So, and it's only 25 credits to get. So if you want a tank in your hangar, you can put it in there. And so, you know what? I got the credits. Let's go ahead and do it. So oh, sorry, I said it's 25 credits, I think. No, it's 75 A coins, which it's not a big deal to get. So we're going to get the 75 A coins, and we're going to put it on him. And what I did, again, in my main account, I put an RPG 4 on it. And I also put an RPG 2 on it. Now, my RPG 2s right now are all my Lancer. And what I actually did was I didn't even run the Lancer. I thought it was, at least for me, it was, I didn't like the play style. The jump on it was not very good. So what I'm actually going to end up doing is just going to remove the Lancer from my hangar. It's still in my inventory, but I just removed it from my hangar. And that way I can actually put the RPG 2 on it. So now I have a Juggernaut running RPG 2 and an RPG 1. I mean RPG 2 and RPG 4. So this is essentially the configuration I ran for the first maybe couple divisions. So Division 10, Division 9, I ran this. And the reason I stuck with this, I didn't put any resources in upgrading any of this stuff, including the Juggernaut, but I put all the resources I had at the point in time into upgrading my kill shot. Because my goal was to get my kill shot to that power level 12 when I could put the Javelin Rack 6s on. So if I look at the mech here, I have 214 blueprints, and you'll notice that it on the right hand side underneath extra rank upgrade bonus, it says +4 to energy capacity. So in order to get that to that +4, and I'm not sure if I have enough blueprints to do it, but let's just see what happens. So you have to get it all the way up to level 7, and then you can rank it up. And then that will give you, that'll reset it down to level 1, but it'll give you extra power to your weapons. And when I say level 1, it'll be actually, you'll see you have a 2-star ranking on the right-hand side. It'll be a 3-star level 1. So if I just start upgrading what I have right now, I'm at level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7. And now what I can do is I can now rank this up. If you have the A coins, mind you. And then I'm now at a power level of 12. You see on the left-hand side there, right beside where the kill shot, it says energy capacity 12. Now I'm able to actually equip higher level weapons on it. So now why do I want to do this? Because I noticed that players could run the Javelin Rack 6s on a kill shot all the way into endgame. So this was the first mech I decided that I wanted to focus on in order to get to that endgame. I knew that endgame was going to be months, maybe a year away. But I wanted to plan out where I was actually going to do my resources. And this is one of the biggest tips I can give, is make sure you plan out your hangar for the endgame as early as possible. So I right now I will leave the pulse scans on, because that's actually, I'm going to run a quick match here and show you kind of what I did earlier in the game. And then what did I do after my kill shot? Well, I came in here and I looked, and I knew the next build I wanted. So if you go here, you see, let's go back to where the kill shot is. So I've unlocked the kill shot. I skipped the Panther. Now, Panther is a great end mech. It is one of the most popular endgame mechs, and it's one I actually have currently in my hangar as well. But I didn't want to invest in that early on, because if you have too many things going on at the beginning of the game, you're going to stretch yourself thin. Focus on upgrading and ranking up a couple mechs that you enjoy, the builds you think you want, and then you can go back to the other ones when you have the credits and you have the A coins. Because by that time, you'll have the blueprints probably to level it up once you first buy it anyways. So if you want to go ahead and buy the Panther, I think it's only like 25 A coins if you wanted to buy it. So we just go in the mechs here and quickly look at it. Oh, it's 275. So early game, it's a bit of a heftier amount of A coins. You do get quite a few A coins as you start leveling up through the divisions a little bit. But once you get to maybe about Division 6 or so, then they really start kind of leveling off a little bit. And that's where tournaments come into play. And I'm going to quickly talk about tournaments here before I get back into talking about the mechs. So the tournaments, you can go in here, and if your first goal is to get to Division 9. Gaining to Division 9 allows you to go into tournaments, which will allow you to compete and be able to hopefully get some more A coins. Barring that, you want to make sure you do your events as much as possible. So I was playing here a little bit earlier today to get a little bit more familiarized with this account, and so I claimed a couple of these tasks. And so as you can see right now, I got a chest out of it. Let's quickly skip through this. And I got some Guardian blueprints, which is great. Oops. And yep, that's it. And then of course, I can claim a whole bunch of this stuff here. And early in the game, you will get some tasks in here that will give you A coins, which is why I was saying earlier in the game, you're going to come across A coins a little bit more often than you do in later games. Okay, so I know I'm getting a little bit late in the video here, but where did I go after I got my kill shot with javelins? Well, what I did was go back to the progress bar. I knew the next build I wanted, and that was the Guardian running Missile Rack 8s. And Missile Rack 8s is a weapon that is used in endgame. And since it's a power level of 8, you need a mech for a power level 16 in order to run it. Well, luckily, the Guardian comes right out of the gate when you buy it at power level 16. So if you can afford the Guardian and you can afford the Missile Rack 8s, it is an awesome combination, especially early game, because you're going to be able to do a lot of damage quickly to mechs and most likely be able to take them out in one single salvo. It's when you get up to the higher ranges, then you'll have a little bit more difficulty. But in the lower divisions, it's an awesome build. And like I said, it will set you up going into the end game as well. Now, the ability of the Guardian is System Crash, which basically it puts the mech you use it on in essentially a cooldown mode. So it will, for instance, an Ares or a Juggernaut, if you get within 30 meters and use it, it will drop their shields. So again, a great weapon to have on that Guardian is those missile racks, because you can use the ability, get rid of the active ability of your enemy, and then unload your entire salvo at them, hopefully point blank range. Because as you will see in some gameplay, when you use those missile rack 8s, it's a one-touch fire. So you touch the button once and it fires the entire salvo. So you just have to try to aim as the rocket's coming out. Unlike the autocannon, the RPGs, where you hold down the fire button and it unloads. This one is a one button press and everything gets unloaded. But now the reason why I decided to do it this way is I knew I wanted those missile rack 8s. I knew I wanted the Guardian. So I had purchased what I needed for the kill shot, and then I stayed put. I didn't upgrade anything else. I got the kill shot to a level where it was doing okay for me, and I saved my resources. Why did I save my resources? Because if you go into the mech, the Guardian, it's 975 A-coins. Now, I can't buy it right now. That's why I'm trying to explain the situation to you. But if you go into the weapon and want to get the missile rack 8s, which it actually unlocks before the missile rack 6s. So you can actually obtain it earlier in the process than the 6s. Now the missile rack 8, so it is a whopping 310,000 credits. So if you really want this weapon, and I highly, highly recommend it, just don't rush. Don't try to get into higher divisions. Just have some fun with the game. Go in and just save your credits. Get to the point like I did with my kill shot where I was happy with it. It was doing okay for me. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. But I wanted that Guardian with those missile rack 8s so I would have a second main staple mech. And once I had that, I essentially was going through games where I would use just my kill shot and my Guardian, and I wouldn't have to rely on anything else. And therefore, it wouldn't mean I would have to be investing in my Paragon, or I wouldn't have to be investing in my Lancer. I can then focus on the mechs I want from that point forward into the end game. So, with that being said, I kind of wish I had enough A-coins here that I could actually buy the Guardian and show you. But we're going to hop into a quick game here, just so you can get an idea of what I am talking about. I know I've said a lot, and it's a lot to process, but you also have to keep in mind when you get into earlier games, you're mainly going to be facing against bots. Occasionally you might come across an individual, a real player, but you want to have something like a kill shot in your hangar because it is fast and it can come up and it can grab beacons really quickly. So it will allow you to get some points by getting some of well, they're called control points. I call them beacons because I'm so used to the war robots. Now these weapons are not great. Mind you, they don't do a heck of a lot of damage, especially since I didn't level any of them up. But you can come in here, you can dash, you can do damage, and I don't know why that came up. I don't know what I hit there. But anyways, so I guess I must have taken him out because he died. But anyways, so we have a Lancer up there. That's probably a real player because AIs don't tend to jump up there. And why is he kind of floating around? Like, what's going on? I don't know. Okay, so let's dash in, take him out. That's why, yeah, that's a real player because he gave me that little nasty face. Yeah, so this is why I like the kill shot. That dash ability is awesome. Go in, you kill somebody, and then you dash in behind cover. So this is why I really highly recommend the kill shot. Once you get higher in levels and you upgrade the kill shot anymore, it just does me more damage. So he's in a Juggernaut here. Go in. Okay, so I didn't have to actually... I tried to kill him there. My teammate got him. Now, I used these pulse cannons for quite a while. And I did relatively well with them. But once I got maybe into about, say... Division 7 maybe. It wasn't really doing very well, and at that point I was able to get the javelins, which was a lot better. So go in here, dashing on him. See, a lot of times with the kill shot, you don't even need your weapons, especially early on in the game. Okay, somebody's trying to hit me. It's Duck Guy, whatever he is. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Okay, so tip there. Actually, you reload your ammo. So now I'm kind of stuck. I don't have my main staple in my hangar anymore. I'm going to have to rely on my Paragon, and then, unfortunately, my Lancer, I think, is what I have left in there. So get rid of him if I can. All right. Reload my weapons, because of course, I didn't learn, and yeah, this is not going to go well. This is another point I want to make, is about AI. You're going to have matches, and you're just going to have to accept it, where the AI is just ridiculously more powerful than you are. It's just unfortunately the way this game is. The AIs are not balanced. You just have to realize that some matches you're going to have the good AIs in your team, and some matches the good ones are going to be on the other team. And you're just going to have to be able to live with that and try to deal with it as much as possible. Okay, so I'm not doing any damage to him over there. I'm a little bit too far out of range. Yeah, and it's just the way it is. You know, a lot of times you'll probably feel like, oh, the AIs are always bad on my team and good on the other team. And yeah, so the kill shot got me there again. So anyway, see, I still got MVP, even though I only had 3 mechs, and I only had 1 really decent mech. My Juggernaut really didn't count because, well, he wasn't you know, he only had stock weapons on him. He was only level 1. But anyways, as you can see, I did relatively well. I got first place on the losing team. I still got some XP out of it. And I didn't gain anything to go higher in the division, but I didn't lose anything because I got first place. And see, just looking across the board here, you see Celtics Forever AI got 650 points, whereas the lowest AI on the other team had 5,720. You're just going to have these completely unbalanced games, but just know that, you know, it averages out. Half the games you'll have good AIs, half the games you'll have bad AIs, and even if you have a bad one or a string of bad ones, the games are over relatively quickly, and in the end, you'll gain more than you lose. So if I go back to Hangar, so how did I know that there were mainly AIs and there was one real player? You'll see I have a little 1 above these people here. So if I go in here, I go into recommended, and that Jacob D, the guy that was in the Lancer jumping around, he just, in the game, he wasn't acting like an AI. AIs don't really do that. And then when I killed him, he gave me the little angry face. And one thing you have to realize about the angry faces, the emotes or whatever they're called, don't pay any attention to them. If somebody gives you an angry face, more often than not, it's just because they hit it accidentally. On my main account, I hit it all the time when I don't want to. Just the anger face is right where my fire button is. And so at the end of the game, well, not in the game, but when you die in a mech, it usually pops up from the lower right-hand corner where the emotes are. And it just happens to be right where my thumb is sitting. And then I give an angry face. No, not because I wanted to, just because my thumb happened to be there when it popped up. So I know this is a lot to take in. Maybe it wasn't quite as organized as I wanted to be, but I hope you had a general sense of my approach and kind of the guide towards when you're getting into the game a little bit more. Just concentrate on where you want to go in the game. Put your resources towards that. Don't worry about the lower stuff. I would suggest, you know, staying clear of upgrading your Lancer. The Lancer with javelins is freaking awesome at end game, but it takes an awful lot to level it up. And I think you actually have to max the Lancer out before you can even put the Javelin 6s on. So that is a huge end game. And usually when people are running it, it's more of a thing that they do after they've already got the hangar already set up. And they just want something else to build, something that's fun. For me, in my main hangar right now, I am running my kill shot. I'm running the Guardian. I'm running the Panther. I'm running the Juggernaut. These 4 mechs are all available early game. The only other one that I'm running that's a little bit later in the game is the Ares, and I might actually soon replace that for something like the Zephyr. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you want me to do another one in these series, let me know as well. If you have any specific questions that you want me to tackle in those videos, please just put them in the comments. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Until next time, cause some mayhem on the field for me.